I can stay away from you. I can stay away from you. I try to. I can stay away from you. I can't love you no more. I can wait on you. I try to.
You heating up, Lavish?
When I was 16, I made one of the worst decisions of my life, and it cost me everything I had. In 1994, I was sentenced to 2 natural life sentences without the possibility of parole for first-degree murder, armed robbery with a firearm. A life was taken in my case, and I've suffered for many years, but I've been redeemed, and I've been brought back just to let y'all know that you can be a king. Check out this story. I think it'll change your life. Redemption, baby.
I can stay away from you. I can stay away.
What's up, baby? This is Devin JD Stone J. Hey, listen, y'all, this JD. We're Redemption Kings. Today, this is part 2, y'all, because I don't think I gave it like I was supposed to give it in part 1 on fear. Listen, man, fear is like sinking in mud, swimming through quicksand. Fear is a paralyzer. And you know what? I never really thought about it. Even before I came to prison. You know, my father, when I was real young, when he was really in my life, some of the things that I really, remember about him was the most traumatizing thing. Him hitting me, bam, telling me, do I got some heart? Boy, you got some heart in your chest? Your heart don't beat. Bleach do it. I was like, dang, who say that? Heart beat, bleach. You know what I'm saying? What type of word is that? But that's how they was talking back in them days, you feel me? But as I got older, it came down to, man, how much heart you got? See, people wanting to know whether or not, man, listen, man, is you gonna be scared when things get really tough? Or is you gonna have heart? Is you gonna be able to conquer your fear? But listen, check this out. I think, the outside aspects of conquering fear is easier than the fear that you have on the inside that can paralyze you. See, I done seen some dudes, right, in the chain gang to get into fights. And man, these dudes real killers. I done see these dudes knock people out. You understand what I'm saying? But these dudes will get into these fights, and you know what? A dude will slip a punch and get one in. And the one he get in be the one that put the fear of another punch in this dude that been knocking dudes out all his life. Next thing you know, guess what? Fear done took hold. Fear done paralyzed him. Fear done made him believe something that's not actually true. But see, because, with fear, you get flight or fight tendencies. A lot of people, they don't fight until they get at the back end of the wall. Okay, man, when my back is at the end of the wall, then I'll start taking up for myself. But then you got some people that be like, listen, you know what? Man, let me get ahead of the game. Listen, I'm not gonna get ahead of the game in the aspect of I'm gonna be in bondage to the things that I'm doing. Like I'm gonna be, addicted to what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna overdo it. I'm gonna overthink it. No, I ain't gonna overthink it. Let me get ahead of me. Let me get ahead of the things that I fear. A lot of things that people fear in this life is death. People are scared to die, especially a lot of Christians. A lot of Christians are scared to die, but we all want to see God. You understand what I'm saying? You see how that don't mix together? A lot of people are scared to die, but guess what? Everybody that's born gonna leave here. Tell me I'm lying. Yeah, you can't tell me I'm lying. Now check this out. And even more fascinating than that is the fact that ain't nobody asked to be born. tell me I'm lying. You feel me? Fear, it can paralyze your mind, man. Paralyze your whole mental state. It'll have you seeing what we used to call in the chain gang ghosts. You be like, man, he done got hit. This dude seeing ghosts. You know what I'm saying? Because you swinging at dudes that ain't there no more. You understand what I'm saying? Because fear is making you trying to get this thing over with. But see, let me tell you something, y'all. Even on a level like that, I understood that the fight wasn't physical. The fight was inside his head. The fight was inside his head. It was about what he believed. You know, because see, some people get in the fight and the butterflies is always there. Some people get in the championship basketball game, whether it's high school, ABA, whatever it may be, Pop Warner, whatever it may be. And guess what? Them butterflies of fear will still get in your stomach. But the true champions are the ones who conquer the fear because they understand that fear is the mind killer or the mind motivator. You see how that works? Fear is the mind killer or the mind motivator. And let me tell you something, man. You can speak fear on you. Yeah, I done seen a lot of dudes when we was in a chain gang. You understand what I'm saying? They'll see a dude be like, man, I can whoop this dude. Then a dude put it in his mind, be like, man, that dude had knocked out a couple other dudes, man. You talking about you can whoop that dude. Man, don't underestimate that dude. Now this dude died in this dude, man. So I'm like, man, why? Man, you need to get out the room. Let this dude think how you gonna do. Now the dude be like, man, you think that dude gonna knock me out of jail? I'm like, man, listen, now I gotta speak confidence back into this dude's mind over fear. Because now he done already lost. He done already gave up on himself, y'all. How many of us out here is doing that? How many of us out here are letting the circumstances that we done put ourselves in cause us to fear? You know why we fear? Because we don't believe that there's a way out of our situation. See, when I was in prison walking around the compound with this life sentence, and a lot of people know me, they know the things that I'm saying is true. When I used to walk around the compound, around the track, with this life sentence just staring at the barbed wire, staring at it, being like, damn, seeing the officers in the gun tower with they AR-15s, looking at me like, man, listen, man, I got a family to feed, man. I don't want to shoot you though, but I won't feed my family. And you know they're gonna feed their family. You know what I'm saying? I was bottled up in a cage, man. And my fear was, dang, I'm gonna be here forever. I'm gonna get out of this here, I'm stuck. How can I break the chains of my reality? But the thing was, I wasn't spiritually or mentally bound. I was shackled physically, but my mind, the creativity in it, the spark, the movement, the positivity of my words move things for me. You know, see, it's one thing that I learned. When a person see you want something, they'll help you get it. Sometimes people have bad intentions for helping you get it because they see your potential and want to get it with you, but they still helping you get it. It's all in how you look at it. You understand what I'm saying? But you gotta understand where to knock fear off and where to put on confidence. Or allow your fear to motivate you to be confident in what you are in, created, or what you finna face. You know, one of the things that was sad to me, y'all, when I was in the county jail, right before I got out, man, it was a lot of dudes that I seen that went up the road, man. These dudes, they used to come to my cell. And one of them dudes, man, we used to call Big, Big Nasty, Big Country. You know what I'm saying? Big Stanky. This was my dog, you know what I'm saying? It was my dog, man, but this dude, you know, he wasn't the smartest tool in the shed, man. His whole life had been spent doing drugs. You know, so he ain't have the smarts that I had, or the street cred, or the knowledge. He was out there trying to figure out when he was gonna get his next fix, wondering if how he can change his life. And you know, I took a liking to the dude, man, big old dude. I'm talking about this dude was huge. I'm talking about like over 400 pounds, 6'3" huge. You know what I'm saying? And I used to be, he used to come up to me like, Devin, I'm coming to your room. I'm like, man, don't come to my room, man. Do not come up here, because the first thing he's looking at is under my bunk still with my canteen bag at. Man, let me get a bag of chips. Man, my little bag of chips is not gonna feel that big old belly you got. No. That going in the soup. That's how I used to tell him. But listen, man, this dude one day told me about his situation, man, and it broke my heart. And the reason why he told me about his situation, because he was like, listen, man, he said, man, listen, I was with some cats, and they did something, man, and I didn't want to do it with them. I didn't even know they was gonna do it. You know, and the cops came to me and they charged me with second-degree murder after the fact, like I did it. You know what I'm saying? And I tried to tell them what happened, and I tried to help, and, you know, somebody killed my partner, and they charged me with the murder. Listen to me, them people gave that man 27 years and sent him up the road. The police came to him asking him to help them, and then in the end, when they couldn't find nobody to charge, they charged him for the murder of his homeboy and sent him up the road. You know, and when you look at the law, it looks like it's clear. But the thing is, he could have got lesser than that, but he didn't know it. The fear that he would face a life sentence made him think and consider, and his education made him make a decision by his life that it's gonna take a lot to change. And now he up the road during this time in the same situation that I was because of fear. Listen, brothers, let me tell y'all something. You know what I'm saying? As redeemed people, as redeemed human beings, when I mean redeem in your thinking, your perception, the way you view life. You understand what I'm saying? You need to be a king in that. Especially out here in society, in the time and age that we living in. You gotta be a king on the inside so you can control what's on the outside in this day and age. Who wanna be redeemed? Because walking by faith means being redeemed, committing, making moves. I seen dudes in prison, man, and these dudes was doing a lot of bad things. Check this out. I mean, you know, these dudes wasn't no, you know, goody two-shoes, right? But I seen good and bad people make moves, overcoming fear, and come up. Then I seen some people make some moves like, man, you know what? And they try, they be like, you know what? Then they get their whole head cracked because they don't really believe they can do what they can do. Man, see, it takes faith to walk this walk. It takes faith, it takes a confidence and belief that you can do what you say you're gonna do. How many people got that? How many people got that? See, our older man ain't instilling this in people. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, King David, everybody know who he was in the Bible. You understand? Who overcame a bear and a lion and a giant. You understand what I'm saying? You don't think he had some butterflies in his stomach? But the only reason why he overcame his fear is because he knew who was backing him. He knew he had his father backing him. You understand what I'm saying? You know, when you choose the right path and you choose to redeem yourself from who you was or who you are right now, it take power to make that decision. It ain't that ain't considered weak. You know, I'm quick to tell a person, man, oh man, this dude tried me, man, and I just, you know what I'm saying? Because man, I could have murked this dude, but boy, I didn't know what I told that dude. I said, man, you know what? That's humbleness under control, man. He said, man, you think that's humbleness? I said, yeah, that's humbleness, man, because you could have did that, but you chose to control yourself. You humbled yourself. You put yourself under control. You put on a coat of humbleness. Self-control, man. People got this power, but they're not using it. They understand it, and they hear about it, but they ain't applying it. Fear is shattering people, man, especially out here. In the chain gang, out there, people seeing people die from fear. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever seen a deer paralyzed in the headlights? You know, I seen a squirrel the other day when I was driving. I'm riding. And when I seen it, it seen me and it just stopped. And when I seen it stop, I said, man, the first thing that came to my mind, man, I done paralyzed the squirrel. He don't know what to do. He don't know where to move, go back. All he hears is his car moving. You know what I did? I slowed down. And I told the squirrel, I said, man, go ahead, man. I don't want to kill you tonight, man. I gave the squirrel a pass. You know why I did that? And I could have just been like, man, squirrel, you better get out the way. No, I'm going to go where I need to go. You understand what I'm saying? I did that because I could do it. I had a choice and the power to do it. Because I seen the next man and his fear. You understand what I'm saying? Check out what I'm saying now, because I don't want y'all to get lost on this here. Because it's a twist and it's an opposite to fear too. Because those of us who have conquered this fear and know how to use it for our benefit, we see the next man falling and we use his fear against him. No. Man, anybody know about karma? Because this thing comes around and it tackles us again. Because on every level that you move, there's another devil to face. And it's up to you to conquer it by remembering what you face beyond that. How many people want to be a redemption king? Because I'm that. Absolutely, positively. Check this out, man. Man, stay a part of this show, man. Keep vibing with the brother, man. Things gonna get greater later. Please like, comment, and subscribe. That's how we gonna get this thing popping. Peace out, y'all. Redemption, baby.
Is it